Well, hello, people. How are you today? I just want to welcome you back to the channel. This is Tom, Omega. And I want to talk a little bit about our favorite subject, and that would be the INFJ personality type. Well, that's pretty much what this channel is. Now, usually there's common misconceptions about INFJs. I wouldn't say misconceptions because some of them are true and some are kind of true about INFJs. Now, what I mean by that is you watch some of these AI videos about the INFJ, and they talk about they're just so warm and polite, and they're so helpful, and that's true. And they're the most giving people, and their mission is to help people. Now, if an INFJ ever is thrust in those situations where people are in need, or people are in need, even in emergencies, they rise to the occasion. They really do. They will put themselves in danger to help and defend in situations. Now, yeah, I could see that happening. And I think they have a very compassionate heart, and they usually go out of their way for their loved ones. If they have a family, yes, they're very accommodating to their family and things like that. But I'm going to say that there are some things that they don't typically bring up. Now, you talk about the INFJ door slam, as I call it, the nuclear option. There's certain aspects into the INFJ type that's also kind of like it doesn't seem to fit. Like, how could they be this? How could they be these warm, wonderful people over here, but then give you the door slam over here, or be so cold and detached over here? It's like there's a kind of a divide. And because they can actually be very cold people as well, very ruthless in some ways. Not malicious. I mean, I don't know what level they take it to. I think the best level they can take it to is just kind of having nothing to do with you, just giving you that kind of brush off and being done with you from their life. I mean, I don't think they'd go too much further than that. I mean, I suppose they could, but I mean, I don't see that. But the thing is that my bottom line is, people, is that these are misconceptions. Now, I'm going to say something right now that I don't hear many people saying on these videos about INFJs, is that their compassion, their honesty, whatever it is conditional. Yes, I said that. It's in a sense conditional. But it's not in the conventional conditional way. Typically, when you think of conditions, is, okay, I'll be nice to you, I'll do this, I'll do that. As long as you buy me something, I mean, I'm doing it for pay, or I'll do this and that, but I need this in return. And usually it's a favor. It's usually that. I think what the condition is with the INFJs is they're accommodating, they're wonderful to you, but somehow they have to know that it's appreciated, in that their efforts to you are actually beneficial to you. They're benefiting somebody. They're actually helping somebody's cause. Now, if they know somebody has improvement in their life, in what they're helping on and what they are offering, then yes, I think then that's the condition they're looking for. Now, let's say somebody gets complacent, somebody gets spoiled because of it, somebody gets overly, let's just say, expected of it. It's taken for granted. Now, these are the things that break the condition. I think a lot of times INFJs, being that they have a good sense of empathy and intuition, they can read people. And when they start seeing that it's in vain, or people are kind of taking advantage of them for their efforts, this is when the condition is not met. And they feel that, because they know it's not benefiting the people anymore. It's not helping them. It's making them more complacent. It's just making them more just entitled for what they're getting. And at this point here, the INFJ, it feels as though they're being used, in a sense. So these are the conditions that they meet. So it's nothing they want in return other than just knowing that it's respect in the long run, and that the people that receiving this are actually appreciative and moving forward because of their efforts. Okay, you heard that here first. Maybe you have, maybe you hadn't, but this is what I'm going to tell you is a little bit of the nitty-gritty behind the INFJ. And also, if I was to describe the INFJ, I told you there's kind of a double-edged sword to the INFJ's character. Yes, they're very accommodating. They will give the shirt off their back. They will help you in a minute in certain situations. But if they feel at all betrayed or slighted or taken advantage, like I said before, then it's like they have a hair trigger. There's a small rusty wire that divides their compassion from their cold shoulder side, their cold side. It's that thin of a line. It really is. It's just a very thin rusty wire dividing the two of those. But depending on where it lies, and depending on, like I said, the other people, on their effort in making sure that it is known that they're appreciated for the efforts that they make. Yeah, keep that little rusty wire fine. But other than that, you can see that there's a very brutal, very cold, very dismissive, detachable part of the INFJ that is just as cold in that way as it is compassion in this side. So these are one of those fine lines about the INFJ. That's one of those very paradoxical, almost contradicting factors of their personality. That's very polar opposites, because they don't like to be that side, but they can turn that way in order to preserve themselves. I mean, it all comes down basically down to, the cold door slam. It all basically comes down to that whole mentality, that they give somebody enough leeway, they give somebody enough chances in their life to redeem themselves. And of course, as you know, time goes on, and if somebody's betraying them or somebody's taking advantage of them, the chances wear out until finally they just disappear. They just disappear out of somebody's life. They walk out, maybe unannounced, maybe they make an announcement, but bottom line, they go. That very thin, rusty wire, it's the only way to describe it, holding both of these worlds back, both of these polar magnitudes back in their psyche. But it's just one of the other depths of who the INFJ is. Now, INFJs, I mean, is there any way that they can ever manage this? Managing everything and has an understanding of just basically the way I would think of it is understanding just by acknowledgement. The fact that I'm talking about this right now and knowing that I'm describing this personality, the way I've just told you, this aspect of it, a lot of these things come from my own understanding and a lot of my own experiences in my life and how I've treated things and how I've actually dealt with people in my life myself. So what I'm talking about right now are from firsthand experiences. So, but I never quite hear these exactly said. I mean, they put them in a different way. They say it maybe in so many words, but a lot of times they don't talk about that hair trigger that I'm talking about. That's the only way to describe it. On these other AI videos, I mean, when it's described. But that's about how it's a thin razor of a decision that's made, depending on how the INFJ wants to go. So basically, though, in order to get along with the INFJ, they just have to know that the other people are in harmony. I guess it all boils down to this, that the other people are in harmony, that their needs are being met, their own appreciation, that the INFJ somehow, like I said, is conditional, where it's appreciated. It's understood that it's helping them. They're not taking advantage of you. That the people that are in need of their assistance is just met with understanding. That's all it takes. So it really isn't that much of a condition. There's really not much there other than that for the most part. So I just thought I'd bring that up, people. Just tell you a little bit about how that works and how razor thin these two polar opposites really are in the psyche of the INFJ. So, well, anyway, people, I just wanted to bring that up. I just had an idea in my head I wanted to come up with. I think I'm going to call this segment, this video, something about the detachment clause or something. I'm going to come up with something. And how, but my point was just showing you how fragile it really is. And that's, but this is some of the things about the INFJ that frighten people, is because they're so unpredictable, is that they can cross borders so very quickly. And this is what makes them intimidating and frightening in a lot of ways. And how they're able to just, when they do door slam, I mean, it can be one of the most brutal things to people. When somebody's been given the nuclear option or door slammed and they've been taken out of somebody's life, this is something that is completely devastating. It's almost unfathomable to people to understand that level of cruelty. But the INFJ doesn't think of it as cruelty. It's self-preservation. This is their way of saving themselves. But the other people look at it as just complete, utter savagery in some ways. So that's the strangeness of that personality, of the depths of it, and how polar it is. Well, these were hypotheticals, obviously. These were just scenarios. They weren't anything in particular, but there have been a few particulars in my life, through my life, that I've experienced this in my very own way. And these are some of the ways I've even dealt with things. But I know myself. But this is one of the things, is I know who I am. So can the INFJ understand themselves? Yes. They have to know basically what's inside themselves, what they're capable of doing, as I am right now. But the more that you're understanding of what you have and your capabilities, the more you are able to regulate them, to have them harnessable in yourselves as well. So that's why it is so important. And I tell INFJs a lot of times, if you find out your type, understand who you are. Understand your type about yourself. So you do know yourself. Again, it's not a cure, but you will just have better understanding. This is my way of getting a better understanding of myself and knowing myself. Now, because I know I'm this way, I kind of deliberately, in a sense, keep a distance from people. It's like I don't want to get too close only to find out I may have to pull back. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want that happening. And I don't want to have to do it to myself either. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. I guess if the right person enters my life, of course, if it happens, if she drops out of the sky and she just kind of drops in my lap, basically, then I'll know. But until that day, I mean, I make sure that I'm careful of the relationships I'm in. I'm careful of how I react to people, and because I don't want it to lead to those places anymore. So I guess that's part of understanding. That's part of our own understanding, is knowing ourselves and how we do things and what we're capable of. Yeah. That's basically all I wanted to say, people. So if you recognize this in yourselves as well, then yeah, just by understanding that's what you got is more than enough. and how you deal with it proceeding forward. Acknowledgement. Okay. Well, thank you so much, people. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I appreciate all your support. And until the next time, leave me thumbs up. Leave me some comments, if you would, on the bottom. Let me know what you think about this video. And above all, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. All right? And check out some of my other videos out there as well. All right? And send me a check. Well, I'm only kidding. Not yet. But if you'd like to, there's ways of getting me, there's ways of sending me a check if you'd like to. I'm sure we could figure that out. All right, well, people, thank you so much. Until the next time. Until the next time I come up with one of these cool videos that you want to see. Thank you again. And have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. All right, thanks again.